with jaywalking. Do you think you were falsely advertised to?
I was.
Yeah. It's your first hologram show?
Yeah.
Why are you guys still excited?
Because it's Miku.
Hatsune Miku is a blue-haired teenage anime girl created in the Japans in 2007 by Krypton Future Media.
She's also a vocal synthesizer that's been featured in over 100,000 songs, regularly sells out shows, and has become a global icon.
For those that don't know what a Hatsune Miku concert is supposed to look like, you might think it's a little weird to go to a virtual performer. But once you see footage of some of the shows, you'll understand why it's literally on a lottery system in Japan. You have to be chosen just to have the honor to buy a ticket. One of the main selling points is the projection technology they use to make holograms of the characters performing, where you can actually see the stage behind them, selling you on the illusion that, they're actually there.
You're also in a literal sea of light sticks that you can change the color of depending on the song and performance. That's all on top of the live band playing the music and a literal laser light show. The fact that she's not real doesn't make it any less of an incredible, immersive experience.
Unfortunately, most of her shows take place in Japan, where she's ridiculously popular. For the rest of the world, our only chance to see her is through Miku Expo, which historically has only had a handful of shows in select cities. Which is why when they announced Miku Expo 2024 with a massively expanded lineup, fans, including us, were pretty excited.
The shows were selling out and were so popular they ended up adding more dates to the lineup, including our city, Phoenix. The tickets for the first night were reselling for over $200 each, but we bought tickets for the second show for $100 each with fees. Though we were debating upgrading to the VIP package for double the price, which included early access to the venue and exclusive theme merch.
Looking back, that was probably a wise decision not to buy the VIP package, but more on that later.
Our first red flag was when we tried to buy light sticks online, because who's going to a Miku concert without a light stick? Apparently everybody, because they sold out almost immediately. And according to their website, you can't bring third-party light sticks or even light sticks from previous shows, as they may interfere with the concert performance. So we figured we just have to get there a little early and buy them at the show.
That was until the first night in Vancouver, where people spent hours waiting in a merch line only to be told that the light sticks were all sold out, and what merch was left was in short supply. That turned out to be the least of their problems though, as when the lights dimmed and the show started, instead of this, they were greeted to this. She was not a hologram, she was not a technical marvel of God and anime, she was a TV screen, and a poorly executed one at that.
There was no illusion, or even an attempt at one. There was just a black void, made even more obvious by the blinding, colorful stage lights and lasers behind it. If I were there, I'd be pissed. And apparently, someone there really was, because they actually did piss. All over the floor.
The backlash was pretty immediate, with fans pointing out the massive difference between past shows, including the ones showcased directly on Miku Expo's website, versus the show they got. Many tried to get refunds, and there was a petition started for fans wanting to get their money back. There were even articles about it on sites like The Verge, Kotaku, and Business Insider, who got a statement from the company behind Hatsune Miku that said, "We appreciate the fan feedback regarding Miku Expo's North American tour, and will continue to refine our show experience with our audience in mind." Translation, thanks for the money.
That's not to say they didn't make any changes. On the second night in San Jose, the fourth show overall, they added an outline to the screen, which did make it look slightly better, but really only highlighted the fact that it's still just a screen.
As our concert date grew closer, the realization settled in that every show would end up being like this. All of our hype and all of our enthusiasm that had built up over months was gone.
If I wanted to watch Hatsune Miku on a TV, I would have taken a fat dab and stayed the fuck home. Also, very glad we ended up not buying the VIP package, as people online were posting what they got, and they were less than satisfied.
To start off, let's just look at what their own website advertised for the VIP package. For double the price, you get one incredible top price general admission ticket, early access to the venue, a collectible pass to remember your experience, and a bag of exclusive themed merch. For some people, The early access was completely useless, as their venue had assigned seating. As for the merch, well, here's what they got. A tote bag, a pop socket, a fan, a sticker, and a print.
I don't know about you, but that's not worth $200. Even at $100, we still felt like we paid too much, so we decided to try to get our money back for our tickets, which now cost $2.
We contacted Ticketmaster Support and tried to explain the situation, which was one of the strangest phone calls I've had of my entire life.
You know who Tupac is?
To my understanding, Karen is actually grew up listening to Tupac is one of the greatest rappers of all time.
You know how they brought him back to life for Coachella? They made him a hologram.
Yes. And honestly, to me, that was one of the most memorizing and amazing things that actually they did.
That is what I was kind of expecting to go see, because in all of the marketing and all of the media, they have a giant hologram anime girl from Japan, right?
Regretfully, we're not in the position to grant you request for a refund due to the fact that none of that information is provided in our site.
Have a nice day, sir. Bye-bye.
By the way, this is what the service fee on every single one of the tickets you buy goes to.
So Ticketmaster told us to go f*** ourselves and threatened to refund all of our tickets for future shows that we had already purchased if we tried to do a chargeback. With that being the case, we decided to go anyways and try to salvage anything we could from this experience.
The first show in Phoenix had a myriad of problems, including lines for merch spanning around the building at noon, waiting upwards of 10 hours for items that were sold out, disorganized lines resulting in people still outside the venue at showtime, and part of the literal screen going out.
But finally our concert date arrived, so we donned our finest attire and set out onto the streets of Phoenix to find answers. Was anybody else thinking Miku?
Here we are in a parking lot of a bar at Hatsune Miku Expo 2047. Did you guys expect a hologram at tonight's show?
No, I've seen a lot of videos saying that there's not gonna be one, so yeah.
Were you expecting a hologram at tonight's show?
Yeah, well, not anymore. I read the news.
You were expecting a hologram when you bought the tickets?
Yes, I was.
I have no idea what I'm getting into here.
Really? Did your friends drag you into this?
Yes.
Were you guys expecting a hologram at tonight's concert?
Yes.
So at tonight's show, I was expecting it just because I've seen ever since the build-up to Portland. I've been waiting to see Miku for 11 years. I've been waiting to see her for 11 years.
So I bought a ticket for yesterday's show back in 2023. Yeah. I did expect a hologram because it was like a $100 ticket, right?
Yeah.
And then I bought this one for $1. So I'm going 2 nights in a row with a TV.
I was actually. I'm a little upset. It's just a TV, but I'm seeing Miku anyways.
I've never been to a Miku concert, so I don't know what to expect.
So you were expecting a hologram?
Yeah, I was.
I have known that it wasn't going to be there for a while, and I was really disappointed because I've been wanting to see the technology since I was about 12 years old.
This is my first hologram thing, so I'm so excited.
Wait, it's your first hologram show?
Yeah.
Are you aware it's a TV?
No.
How much did you pay for your ticket?
$12.
Our ticket was $1, so it was $8.
I actually ended up buying mine secondhand from people that were really upset.
Oh.
I only paid $6 for my ticket.
How much were your tickets?
$107. Ticketmaster.
Exactly, Ticketmaster. You tried to get your money back?
I looked. I couldn't get a refund.
How much did you guys pay for your tickets?
I'm free.
They're like $12 each, I think.
How much did you get them for?
$9. We only paid like $30 per ticket, but I know some people paid like $200.
So how much did you buy your tickets for?
$75 yesterday and $8 today.
So you bought them for full price yesterday.
Pre-sale Crunchyroll, one that just dropped.
So you guys are still excited for it, even though...
Of course.
Why are you guys still excited?
Because it's Miku.
I went yesterday. I still enjoyed it thoroughly, but I really, really wish I had that aspect of the hologram technology.
But
It's worth it.
it's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it still?
For Miku.
The band is so good too. I will say.
I was gonna say you're there for the music, so
Yeah.
you know it's fine.
I think like the Vocaloid community is mainly the people and like the people that you surround yourself with. So I had a great time with the people I was with last night. We were in the pit, we were singing, people were holding up Miku plushes, everyone was yelling. We were able to get front last night, but we're in the suites tonight. I'm just here for the music, man. I'm here for the music.
I heard about the rumors about her being on a screen, but not clear. So I was like, oh my goodness! So I got my
tickets pretty cheap.
Are you disappointed it's a screen?
No, not really. I mean, it's Crunchyroll, not to diss Crunchyroll or anything, but it is what it is.
We were here night one, and the VIP, we waited 10 hours in line yesterday.
Was the VIP package worth it?
I was expecting early access to merch. We did not get that. I was really disappointed. I know other Miku Expos have had early access to merch, and we didn't get that this year, so I did not get a glow stick this year. I was very sad about that, and they sold out online. However, I got my Project Sekai one right here, which is fine. The gift bag that they gave, I thought it was okay. It wasn't the greatest stuff in the world. There is also an issue of them not bringing enough to events. Like, a lot of the crowd in the VIP yesterday wasn't able to get one, but since we were up front, we were able to get one, but I feel bad for the people who paid all the money that they didn't bring enough for.
Do you feel a little like you were scammed, maybe?
Yeah.
Do you think you were falsely advertised to?
I was. There's just been a lot of issues with like the whole Crunchyroll planning for this event, honestly. Like, there was even rumors that Coachella was the reason why there was not going to be a hologram, but that turned out false because they also got the screen. And then all the sales as well, like the Crunchyroll code was put on Twitter, and so people got pre-sale via Twitter, and all the pre-sales for merch were all messed up. And then also the 95 light sticks for each show were really crazy because people are waiting at 6 a.m. now for light sticks. We are making the best of what we got because we've been waiting for like just another tour like this for a while, and me and so many other people have not been able to experience this yet, and so we're just happy to be here, honestly.
Are you thinking Miku?
Yeah.
Are you thinking Miku?
Yes.
Of course.
Oh, always thinking Miku.
You. I'm thinking Miku.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you thinking Miku?
Sorry.
With our interviews wrapped up, it was now our turn to see the most expensive TV show we've ever seen. But first, we got in the merch line. There wasn't much left, but it only took 5 minutes to get through because it was so close to showtime. We ended up buying a shirt, even though upon closer inspection, it didn't even have our date on it. If almost to prove a point, we bought some $2 tickets, which ended up having fees that cost more than the ticket itself. We slammed some shitter shots and got through security without impromptu light sticks.
With only minutes until it was supposed to start, the venue looked empty? You might be thinking, well, sure, it's a second show, but for reference, here's the Ticketmaster page showing it clearly sold out. Looking around, you could tell that the vibe was definitely, we're all about to watch a TV.
Then, the lights dimmed and the show started. To be fair, the live band did a fantastic job, and the rest of the stage setup that wasn't the TV actually looked okay. Being drunk also helped immensely though. In fact, it looked like we were having a better time than most of the other people there, who were all just kind of standing around nodding their heads to the beat.
Except for this dude. Honestly, the problem isn't even 100% the screen. We've been to a bunch of concerts before, all with massive LED screens. Madeon, AJR, Tame Impala, all had massive screens with incredible effects. For the same price. There's even been previous Miku concerts that actually did use screens, but the execution was way better. If you're not gonna have it be a hologram, at least get creative with it and go all out. But the bigger point here is that there's no reason it should have been this bad. It's amazing how many people this had to go through, how many stages of approval needed for them to drop the ball this hard. Like, let's have almost no light sticks and take away the main selling point of the show, and then not even tell anyone.
Some of the people we talked to have been waiting over a decade to see Miku, and those are the people who are done dirty the most here. The ones that were buying full price, pre-sale tickets, flights, hotels, car rentals, taking off work, all for something that they were falsely advertised on. On top of being a classic bait and switch, this is disrespectful to fans and disrespectful to Miku. I think people should get their money back if they want to, and not offering even partial refunds and just saying, we're keeping all your money and not delivering what we promised is not very Miku.
There should be better consumer protection laws at every point here. And honestly, shame on Ticketmaster and shame on Miku Expo.
Final thoughts, if you do go to this and are of age, have a drink beforehand, and don't spend more than a few dollars on a ticket.
And if you did spend more than a few dollars on a ticket, have a few drinks beforehand.
Also, apparently they aren't really checking light sticks at these venues, so either buy a cheap one on Amazon,
or bring your favorite oblong vegetable. Praise Miku.
Bye.
Bye.
Here we are with Sailor Moon. What do you think, Sailor Moon? Oh, that's controversial. I don't think we can put that in.